Okay, so I should be live streaming again. Let me check. All right, it's back on for now, apparently. Um, so give me a quick second to restart everything again, apparently. Third time's a charm, maybe. Fingers crossed. Hopefully, this isn't a downhill spiral of having to battle the internet company. Oh, they hate my contract because I'm grandfathered in. I get a very, very good contract because I read the fine print and I got their Mac Daddy during a promotional event. I got their Mac Daddy contract, and every year I sign it again. So they have to allow it. And for some reason, I'm thinking that maybe it's just the damage in my area and them working on lines and whatnot, because we still have plenty of damage from all the tornadoes that just came through. So let me run inside real quick and see how it looks on my end. Just give me a minute. I really hope that fixes it. But it would seem that things are still screwy. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Keep on saying it. Check my speed test. It should not be flowing like that. Now it's showing me that I got crap internet. I have better upload speeds than download speeds, which makes no sense. Hey, grab my other device real quick, see if I can't get my live stream working. Okay. So I've got my cell phone out here, seeing if it is going to work now. Hopefully it does. We will see. But things are being a bit fiddly right now. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to set up a few things real fast. That's working. There we go. Hopefully that's it. Man, that just ruined a whole bunch of time just wasted because of internet. Throw all the stuff in here. Welcome back to the stream. If you're coming here after all the technical difficulty that we just had, I apologize. You gotta love Spectrum Internet. Shout out Spectrum Internet. Yep. I'm going to drop everything off, and then I'm going to head back out to the artifacts. Just got to get this soup and stuff out of my good soup. That's actually a really good soup right there. It's just horrible to use. I hate using Mind White tonics. 24 hours to be able to use it again. Throw this fuel in here. Oh, you know what I forgot to do the other day? Are they still here? Oh, no, they started disappearing. All of my treasure maps. I completely forgot to do my treasure maps. Well, that's crap. Throw the armor in here. I don't really need armor too much for what I've been doing. Throw this in there. Throw that in there. And we should be good. I didn't want to drop you out. I meant to go into your inventory. Yeah, there was a couple Ascendant ones actually. I had 2 different Ascendant, 2 different Ascendant ones. Might need to make a new case for this. Drop these guys off. So if I throw out another storage chest for it, I might end up just making a vault specifically for artifacts. But we will see. But yeah, there were some pretty good Ascended, I had 2 of them, Ascended maps from the Broodmother the other night and all the little spiders that we were fighting. That was such a bad pick. That one was a little better. Alright, I got health brews, I got water, I got food, I've got medical. I think we are gravy. Let me get my map out and check. There we go. Yeah, that really could have. That could have been the wreck saddle, man. Those blueprints are pretty crazy. Out of the treasure, buried treasure can get nutty with the loot drops from what I've seen. But it's best not to be stuck in the past about it, I suppose. Look towards the future. As I look towards the future, we'll probably find one. Anyways, with the way that I plan on streaming, eventually it will happen. Rarity isn't rare if you do something enough. So like a lot of people that collect Pokemon cards, if you buy 1 pack of Pokemon card, I do have a Discord, but I just don't use it very often. My cousins actually play video games using Discord. It just seems it's just like your standard chat room, you know what I mean? But I actually I have a personal Discord that I was set up just in case. Yeah, chatting's cool and all, but I've always been kind of a recluse. I'm really putting myself outside of my comfort zone by just streaming, you know. I'm sure it'll come with time. Like just like with the editing thing, like if if I run into a problem where, you know, like I have to overcome it, I'll do it. And eventually I will start running and probably moderating a Discord channel. But as of right now, it's not too important, you know what I mean? It is important, but it's not to me as at the state that I am in, it's not as important as just trying to show that I'm gonna be serious about trying to play the game the way that streamers play. Because it's one thing to play a video game for a half an hour to an hour. It's another thing to... Okay, there we go. Got a little lag there for a second. Oh, that's because I ran out of stamina. You gonna sit down? What are we doing, Dragon? Oh, just doing the moon shuffle? Moonwalk backwards, sideways, up, down, grinding the ground. Are you done? Can you land? Okay. That was something. Let me park my dragon over here. That's what I constantly complaining about how overwhelmingly large these dragons are and how goofy they can be. I love the dragon. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing or bad-mouthing the dragon. It's just, good Lord. The AI for landing, it bothers me, and I'm sure it bothers a lot of other people. I see a lot of people goofing on how silly this... Oh yeah, you're right. I did correct you. It's not a dragon. It's a wyvern. It doesn't have arms in the front. Dragons have 2 arms and 2 legs and wings. Wyverns have wings and legs. Worms have arms and no legs. Old habits, though, you know, that kind of stuff. Let me drop... This gives me anxiety every time I have to do this. Drop the shoulder pet. Just a horrible anxiety. I didn't have to? No, apparently I do. There's no way to get it in here. So I gotta get used to these buttons. Shoulder him, and then can I ride him right here? No, I have to bring it down a little bit further. So right here I should be able to ride it. Yep, right here. Grab that, jump off, run back. Oh, the tail. Goodness gracious. Find my otter, which should be right here. Got it picked up, and we're off. You want to stay to the right in this cave, because if you try to go left, you're going to take a dip in a pool of lava. And then right up here as well, you're going to take a right. Beat the crap out of everything. This lag, I don't know what's going on. I know it's not my internet, but it has to be my internet. I see a purple drop, and me being a dirty loot goblin, I have to have it. Phiomia saddle. Is that a pterosaur or Phiomia? Phiomia. Yeah, that's a pig saddle. What a blueprint. Let's get through here into this next cave area. I've got the rabies. Is the rabies actually lower? Or have I had rabies for that long? Oh, I'm definitely having some lag issues right now. They must be working on my lines or trying to get the internet set back up in a more appropriate setting. I mean, I know I won't take damage if I land on lava, but it still makes me a little puckered up here. Oh, well, what was wrong with the decay setting? I haven't noticed that. And this lag. I don't know what is going on with it. He's doing okay. I need some water. Take a little bit of a medical brew. Eat a little bit of food. I could probably smack around the dillo in the wall there. That seems like there's a few of them in the wall. But I will leave them be in their eternal trapped cage of the mesh. I'm gonna have to go through his inventory as well, her inventory as well, because she's starting to get a little bit chunky. Sip on another medical brew. I'm trying to make sure I keep an eye on my Oh, very nice. Yeah, I know a lot of changes are going to be happening here soon too. Like on the center map, they're supposed to be reworking certain areas. So they're giving people warning right now of get out of these areas if you're in these areas, because the map is going to change slightly. And if you built in these areas, chances are you'll lose your progress or you'll lose parts of your base. So I know you little shit. So I know a lot of people are trying to move their base or upload a little bit here and there to try to get their stuff while maintaining the base claim area. Let me grab this chitin out. that. I'm definitely going to keep all this meat, but I don't know if that's what's really weighing me down. But I definitely need to keep some of this meat for the weekend, so that way I'm not rushing around like a fool trying to fill up these refrigerators for the babies. This thing makes some serious meat. The jerky that it makes, it's wild how much stuff this is able to create. I don't really generally like to collect the primitive treasure maps, but from what I hear, all the treasure maps are actually really good to keep. Should I be silly and throw a couple points onto weight? He's not really a meat eater or a meat runner. I'm not trying to use this to run. Let me screw it. Let me just do some melee. You can never really go wrong with melee unless you don't have enough health. Don't have enough health, melee is probably not the right choice. But this girl seems like she's got plenty of health. Oh goodness. Well, if it were a school day and it wasn't the summer, I'd be going to pick my kid up right now. You gotta remember to turn that alarm off. Jump back on, onto the otters inventory, and throw this there. You kind of meander around and check to see. Oh, the lava. It's pretty cool. Let's wander around in the lava. But yeah, my baryonyx died here the other day. Grab this crate. I do like them yellow crates. I could really cheese this fight and just drag everything into the lava. Take another medical brew real quick to top my health off completely. Oh, you annoying little turds. Is that it? Did they all die? Is that a dung beetle? Is that? Oh, no, that's a dillo. I was about to say, dung beetles? Can I have babies? And can I jump off now, or am I going to get mugged? Oh, we're good. All right. What kind of saddle is that? It's not one that I regularly see. Bronto. All right. I normally see the Bronto platform saddle. I don't ever really make the regular Bronto saddle, but that's not a bad blueprint, to be honest. It is a little pricey. By a little, I mean very pricey. But with a good enough crafting bonus for that, I'd still think I would prefer the blue saddles, because those are very cheap, like way more reasonably cheap than like Ascended saddles. Trying to make an Ascended saddle is kind of a waste, in my opinion. Because if you can farm up a good enough blueprint, you can make max saddles with that blueprint if you have a crafter. So it's one of those things. I think I'm gonna explore this cave a little bit and see if this drop spawns back. Hey, never mind. I don't need to explore. It's already there. I'm gonna head back over here, grab this, and then I will explore some, because I keep on finding drops, and it doesn't seem like too many people are on the server right now. So drops are probably going to be quite prevalent in the caves for right now. This weekend it won't be as easy to get cave drops. This weekend people are going to be on, and they're going to definitely be dropping by all the caves. Cigarette went out again. Let me run back over here, check some of these parts of the cave. Because there might be another one over this way. We will see. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. Why? Why you get stuck? So, that's still a lot of hide and stuff, but I don't. If it's ascended, it's gonna be more expensive anyways. My Megatherium saddle that I have is blue, but it's got 77 armor on it, I believe, at apprentice. So to make it is very cheap compared to trying to make a So if you have a crafter, you can actually craft up those saddles a lot cheaper if you have a good enough blueprint. You know what I mean? It's kind of hard to explain it without just showing it, but if you have a good blueprint with a high saddle rating and a lower level, as long as you have a good crafter, those blueprints will actually those blueprints you can make at the same crafting level as an ascendant one. So 124 with a blue decent blue apprentice saddle, and you'll probably be able to make up maximum saddles for a discounted price. That's kind of what I've been doing with my Megatherium. I have a really good blue saddle that costs very little compared to the Ascended version, and I'm still getting 95 saddles and 90s. The lower saddles are still in the 70s, but 70s aren't really too bad. It's still a little bit more than half. There we go. Should I do the thing and jump off and pray that they don't... It's just like that. Little bastard would have gave me rabies. Holy crap, what is that? That's one of those, them Megalanias, I believe they're called. I didn't know they were on the roof. That's terrifying. So if I jump down, these things are going to jump on me as well? Oh, okay. Let me heal up real quick. Yeah, I kind of figured. There's another one right there, too. So maybe if I just quickly jump off, jump back on. Jump off, jump back on. No? No? Okay. Jump off, grab it, jump back on. I seem to be out of their range. Not this bat, though. This bat wants my butt. It says, "Schwiggity schwooty, I'm coming to nibble on your booty." That would be so cool if you could ride those like that. Yeah. What boss is that for that again? Is that the dragon? Or is that the Megapithecus? I'm not entirely sure. Wish I would have brought my gun. I would have shot him off the roof. But I think I will just kind of let them do what they're doing for now. The monkey, yeah. Is there any more drops? I'm still kind of traveling around to look for... Is there a drop over there? Kind of looks like there's a little glow over there. So I would be wrong. It is not a drop area, but there's plenty of obsidian over here. But I don't do my obsidian runs in here. I generally like to use my obsidian runs in the Arctic biome, right outside of Crouch Cave. So if you're over by Crouch Cave, you could see in that area there is a absolute metric crap ton. Oh wow, that's pretty awesome. Can't you grab the toxin out of their corpse or out of their inventory? That might be a yellow drop over there. Let's meander over that way. Let's see if I can make this jump. Very nice. Now this is not a yellow drop. This is just the yellow area. This is where I was just at, so the artifact should be right over here. Let's see if it's back yet. No, it didn't double spawn. So I'm gonna wander back through this other cave over here and see if I can't find a couple more drops while we're in this area. Very cool. Yeah, I thought it was something along those lines. I've seen somebody talking about how Megalania are kind of difficult to find. They don't have too many spawns on the map, so they're not like a rare spawn, but they are fairly difficult to find. So a lot of people say to just tame them up, and then you can pull out some their toxin. Apparently this yellow drop isn't down here. Hold on, my wife is messaging me. Letting my wife know the internet's shit right now, so she tries to message me. It's getting kind of funky. And with my cell phone being on the fritz right now, it's working right now, but for some reason my screen will start flashing. Like my screen is starting to slowly die. I've had this phone for a couple years now, so it's not... I'm the king of the rock! I'm gonna have to replace it. I'm like 2 generations behind on the Samsung Galaxy Note, I believe it is. This big honker right here. It's been through some stuff, but it works. It's nice. But I believe it's the Galaxy 21, Galaxy S21 Ultra Note. It's big. It's a big phone. It's the biggest phone I've ever had in my life. And it's probably the most expensive. It was a birthday present from my mom. She was upgrading her phone, and she didn't have to trade in or anything like that, so she just had it. So she had to unlock it, and she sent it out to me with a smartwatch for my birthday. I believe it was like 2 or 3 years ago. So I've used it every day since. It's one of my prized possessions. I don't get a lot of really expensive stuff. I'm a simple kind of man. when it comes to certain things. The name brand stuff that I prefer is like Coca-Cola. I won't drink, the Sam's Club stuff or the Shasta Cola, stuff like that. But like that's as far as that'll go. Anything else, I'll use non-name brand stuff all the time. If it's cheaper, it's generally for me. But for the most part, all of the stuff that I normally use is cheap. I used to buy a brand new phone every year, and they were like $100 phone from Walmart, that kind of stuff. Never spent more than $1,000 on anything. I don't think I've spent $1,000 on anything except for cars and bills and stuff like that. Like I've officially owned 2 vehicles for the first time in my life. Got a Suburban and my car. My car is fun. I got a Honda Azura Limited. Technically, it's a luxury car. Technically, if you look it up on Google, it's actually a really nice car, but it's like 16, 17 years old now. It's a very old car, but it's got some of the best features, even still to this day. I have one of the little automatic canopies for my back window. I have seat warmers. I've got a cassette player in it. Believe it or not, my car has a cassette player and a CD player. So it's one of those weird, very last of its generation kind of cars. But it's cool and it's fast. It weighs like all of like 2,000 pounds and it's a V6. So it's like a little go-kart. You're so close to the ground, just hauling. It's fun. It's a fun little car. I wouldn't trust anybody at a young age to use it because it's so fast and light that it would just slide. And it's not a defensive car. It's an aggressive car. You have to make sure that you are not in the way of anybody. So instead of defensively driving and staying back, and you want to get in front of the traffic so that way if they crash, you're not going to get smashed, because if you get in an accident with this thing, it's donezo, and you're probably donezo as well. Like it's a very light, very, very light car. But because of that, it's fun. It goes 0 to 60 quick, very quick. Hold on. My cigarette went out again. Smoked like the same cigarette 5 times in a row. It's probably not healthy for me to continue to relight the cigarette. And this place isn't as much as a maze now, knowing how the layout is on this side of the cave. I'm still kind of looking through for drops, picking up artifacts and whatnot, killing things in here, exploring a little bit. Back yet? Not yet. Let's wander over this way, kill the stuff over here. Go ahead. Oh, something's nibbling on my booty again. There we go. And this chick is getting heavy. I might have to get rid of some of this beautiful, beautiful meat that I have. How much weight is it? I could probably put most of it on my dragon. To be completely honest, if I just wandered out of the cave a little bit real quick, go back to my dragon, and throw the meat on it. lag is so bad. There's nothing that way, unless maybe I can check to see if that loot drop over here is respawned yet. Let me double check something real quick. You see that flash? My phone is slowly dying. Wonderful. All right. Oops. Making ding noises. All right. Are there any drops in here? Welcome to the stream. Welcome, welcome. I'm just running artifact caves to prepare for the boss fights that I will be enduring. This weekend will be a very eventful weekend when it comes to breeding and maybe getting some of the bossing out of the way. Talk too much, so my cigarette keeps on going out. Throw this stuff on me. Is there anything in my inventory I can get rid of? I don't really need this slingshot. That's a blueprint, so it doesn't really weigh a whole lot. Send it high gloves. That's pretty good durability. Chitin chest piece. Blueprints. There's another blueprint. This blueprint is way better than that blueprint. Yeah, so I'm going to have to just drop out some meat, I suppose. Alright, that should be enough for the time being. Let me make my way out of this cave real fast and then throw this meat on my dragon. Because that's one, I just don't really want to waste the meat. As much as I know I can go out and get more meat, especially while caving. I see all these refrigerators that I could be using. I don't know. I shouldn't be wasting. Is there a drop over there? No, that's just the beautiful walls. There's probably a couple drops down here, but I'm not going to go down there quite yet. I'm a little worried that I'll be overweight by the time that I come back up, and I won't be able to get back up easy. Oh, come on. You can do it. You know, thinking about it, hold on. Let me use my noodle real quick. Let's see. That. Nope, doesn't have it. Well, to my knowledge, I thought that everything on your shoulder halved your weight, but I could be mistaken. Or maybe it's not the same in this game. And of course, because I talk so much, my damn cigarette goes out every 5 seconds. Thought I was going to be a smarty pants there and just, you know, throw everything into my otter, half-weight it. Apparently that's not right. And I'm chunky now too. So let me, actually let me whistle them on neutral so that way I don't have to worry about anything messing anybody up. Throw everything back onto the dragon. Bam. Take out a couple things so that way I can continue cooking a little meat on them. I'm going to go wander around the other part of the cave. I think this is a two-part cave. You have the main entrance here, and then you can go left or right. And to the right is the artifact chamber, and to the left is just randomness. But, like I said, I'm still kind of fresh when it comes to this kind of stuff, so I might be wrong. Oh, the lag. Is that a purple drop down there? There is a purple drop down there. Wonderful. Let's grab it. Let's see how many things want to come nibble on me. If I can get my pyromane into the right area. Aha! I am king of the drop. A Carno saddle. That's actually a really good Carno blueprint. It's quite expensive with that hide, though. Holy moly. That hide. That's an expensive saddle for hide. Not so much for the fiber or the metal. That's pretty easily obtainable. It's that hide. Ooh! It's a lot. It's quite a bit. I don't want to say a lot because to some players that's nothing. Alright, I'll check that out. I want to be careful not to fall down into one of these murder holes. I know there are some instant death places, so I might be able to survive the lava, but that death wall that's down there probably is, and you say it's off to the left. Alright. Oh, yo. There we go. All these spiders and everything else. This would really, really suck to try to do these jumps while being shunted everywhere. Like that. Oh, I could only imagine being on a berry. That would make me so upset. Yes, Scorpion, come into the lava. It is wonderful. So everybody's guessing that because this is the part of the Fantastic Tame series, that this is the what's the guy from the Fantastic Four? The it's not the Flash, the Flame guy. They're saying that this is supposed to be a representation of that Flame guy. I'm not entirely too sure of the name, so if you know the name of it, probably correct me in chat, but for the most part, I think they're going to be coming out with you know, the 4 different fantastic animals from the Fantastic Four. I believe the drop bay is back over there. I'm going to just go grab it real fast. Because the artifact is back over there. Oh, tiger. Come on, tiger. Birdie. Birdie, birdie. Tiger. That movie gets me every time. I think about that whenever I say certain words. Oh, thirsty. Apparently she had the poop too. Apparently I'm gonna die if I don't heal a little bit. Let me throw a healing pot on. Another one. Another one. And I think 5 will do it. That should be enough. Launch the otter and drop this. So we've got 4 of these so far, which makes my numbering a little lopsided. I need to go get another one from the volcano cave. Oh. Yeah, it's that otter. Dude, that otter. That otter is really what's getting me by. I'm not even joking. I was going to go tame one up. I think that's what my goal was for today, but this made my day a lot easier with having this otter. I really do appreciate it. I know I keep on saying it, and it's not making it sound like I really am very appreciative, but I really, truly am appreciative. Like, this just makes my experience all the more easy. I don't want to say easy, because regardless, I would have got a crappy level otter, but having a good level otter and having the reassurance to know that I can do this right now is quite nice. It's very, very nice. So I'm just kind of exploring around and seeing what I wasn't able to see before, because I didn't have the proper setup for this. But now I'm actually able to explore some of these nooks and crannies. I know I'm going back towards the artifact, I believe. So right now I've got the X-Fish and the Megalodon. So I found out the hard way the other day that display cases, they do not refrigerate your cryopods. So if you leave your cryoed animals into those cryopods on the display case, slowly but surely they will start to decay. So my male X-Fish was a level 211, and he sadly died when the cryopod was pulled out, and it died and needed to be recharged. So I will have to go get another X-Fish. I don't want to try to say the name of it, because it's not I have got too much American lineage for me to be able to say whatever that fish's name is. So I lovingly refer to my fish as the X-Fish. But they're a good tame. I haven't gotten enough of them together to make a pack boost quite yet, but they are ridiculously strong and fast. So I've fallen in love with those quite a bit. Go into the otter. Yeah, I haven't gotten a Basilosaurus yet. I haven't really used them too much in the game to begin with as well. I know that they take higher damage the lower in the water you go, and they have a high healing rate, and the higher the water column that you go. I've seen the mechanics and understand how some of the mechanics work, but I haven't really played with it myself. Even in modded, like, it's just one of those tames that I never really got around to messing with. Even though they've been around forever. Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I don't have very many water tames. After I get done with this next cave and I get like five of the artifacts from the next cave, I'll show you my my X-fish. They're not too difficult to tame either. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the underwater caves kind of freak me out because oops. The underwater caves kind of freak me out because of the jellyfish, man. Those jellyfish are just thugs. I'm the king of the rock again. But those jellyfish are just thugs, and I'm not a big fan of the jellyfish. So, and I'm not too sure if they knock you off the X-fish. I haven't really given the chance to, but I know the electric eels. They also should knock you off as well, just like the cinder, whatever the jellyfish. Oh yeah, yeah. The X-Fish can actually take down lower level alphas by itself. So I have actually killed an alpha mosasaur. I think it was a level 10. And it did take a little bit of time to get it, but you can take some alphas out with the X-Fish. It's pretty cool. You just gotta have you just kind of hit and run them. You just spin around them so they can't bite you. Yeah, that's one of the features of the Basilosaurus is they, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I don't really do the underwater caves, because I've never really tamed one up. Uh, okay, I took damage somehow too. Let me throw this otter out real quick, right here at the entrance of the cave so it doesn't have to go out. And I'll pick up this guy. Apparently I need to nibble on some food real quick. Oh my goodness. I keep on hitting the wrong button. Okay. This is not good. Why, oh why am I stuck on a crystal? Yeah, apparently. Drink a health brew, mate? No, no. Will it let me down? Throw down the kitty. Stop walking. Oh, this sucks. And I know you told me not to throw the cat out in its small form because it might die, which is kind of freaking me out right now. Oh, I'm getting arced. I just got arced, didn't I? Ugh. This damn game. I normally do. I normally always do, but for some reason this time around I just forgot. I think it was because I died in the last live stream and I just didn't put anything. Oof. You know what? I'm going to try real quick before I die real fast is I'm going to exit out and see if my body collapses to the floor. And it might. It might. We will see. That might fix the... It might fix the problem. Yep, yep. That's one of those things about this game. The mesh has always been a deal, even in the original. Am I on the floor or am I still bouncing around? Yeah, Power Rangers! Woohoo! All right, let's pick this cat up. We fixed the problem. Let's get this cat out here and back to its normal size as fast possible, so that way I don't have to worry about it dying. Am I invisible? I am an invisible man. Just popped back into reality. Grab this otter up real quick. Grab my dragon and go to the next cave. After this next cave, I will show you my X-fish, though. I might go on a little black pearl run, just for the giggles. There we go. And on my way to the next cave. I've done more artifacts and just this little bit of time than I have the entire time without an otter. Well, I will after I get this cave done. I'd like to get 5 more artifacts from this cave. But yeah, the X-fish is pretty nice, man. It's so fast, it's ridiculous. I think it's the fastest underwater tame there is, and it really is just so quick. They're worth the investment of time, in my opinion. I've seen a few people do the brood mother with them just for the memes, and it was hilarious. They have a 30-second timer out of the water, and then they'll become dehydrated, and from there, they don't just immediately die like normal sea tames. They'll die over a period of time, so their health will slowly start dropping. So for the first 30 seconds, you're hydrated, you're okay, you're not dying. After that, it's a time crunch. So the higher your health is for the X-fish, the better you are off when it comes to the bleed. Well, it's a different kind of bleed. It's not so much like a true bleed. It's like tick over time, essentially, where it does a set amount of damage over a period of time. I don't want to say anything right this second, but fingers crossed. It was the 3rd time that we had the reset. 3rd time seems to have been the charm. Watch. The stream will crash now and my house will light on fire. But hopefully that really did fix it. I'm hoping that it was just a slight difficulty when it comes to certain things about my neighborhood right now. Like I was saying, my neighborhood was just hit by some pretty nasty storms and tornadoes. So, thankfully my house is fine, but yeah, we got rocked by some tornadoes. I know. Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it. I'll try not to. I guess. I told you, but I guess. Ride it. Jump off. Go grab this otter. Back on track. This is the one room that does intimidate me a little bit with the tiger. Because there's so much water around. So I do get a little wary. And it seems like there's a couple spots here that I'm going to have to... I believe so, yep. Let me check. Yeah. Otter still has plenty of food. Stack it all up. We got 2 stacks of meat. a fish meat and almost a half a stack. There we go. Got through. Oh no, I was hoping that this person got their Megatherium pack. Let me do that real quick. Yeah, I'll throw some points into it. Melee. There we go. Yeah, that sucks though. Somebody lost their Megatherium here. I keep on doing the wrong thing. Throw out the baby here. Jump back on him. Otter's there. Take him down. Ride him. Jump off and go grab my otter. I don't think anything spawns in this part of the cave. Every time that I come in here, there's been nothing here, and it always freaks me out because I'm afraid that they're going to all start spawning in and murdering me, but apparently not. Is that a Basilosaurus saddle? That might be a Basilos saddle. No, that's a trike saddle. Not even close. See, so they were kind of standing here at the entrance. This Pyro Man does some work. Well, I probably could jump to the other side over there without touching the water. Just for the memes, no, never mind. I'm all up in the water. Grab this.
It is difficult to be angry with
the leech.
Hementaria ledus, despite its rather terrible nature. The creature has practically no intelligence and just attaches to any nearby living flesh in an attempt to drain that creature's blood. Removing Hementaria
Not good.
requires
Get out of the water.
Or access
Get out of the water, kitty.
Both of these can be nearly as dangerous to the host as to the leech itself. Once Hementaria attaches to a host, it drains blood at a rapid pace.
Fire's back on, so that means its shield, I believe, is back up. As natural fire armor or whatever.
Some Hementaria are also carriers for a dangerous
And these big
disease
goofballs are now
Swamp
coming out of the water, so I
fever,
should be able
persists
to
beyond
get them
the
pretty
leech's own
easily.
lifespan. Few creatures on the island are transmitters for this disease, and it can ultimately be cured
Pretty strong proc.
by medicine. While Hementaria is not intelligent enough to be tamed, it is always useful to keep a few around for antidotes and fishing lures. When processed properly, Hementaria venom can be made into a powerful antivenom.
This is so silly. Alright, so I'm gonna need to throw this guy down. Apparently there's water in the cave right here. Splashing around and getting wet. And he's on fire again. Very nice. And I'm back into the water. That's weird. I didn't think that there was water right there. Throw my otter carefully right there. Back this guy up a little bit. There's spiders right here. Do I have a leech on me? Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, and if you got a buddy on, and you could actually ask them to pull it off as well. But yeah, fire is the only way to get a leech off. You stand on a fire for a little bit, it'll pop right off. It's a pretty cool looking dung beetle. Anything out here that wants to eat my face? Nope. It's only level 55. Oh goodness, maybe it does. Something wants to eat my face. Pick this up so it spawns in faster. Kind of looked like a bag from the side there. I hear you. Where you be? Alright. There's another one. Really? Did you just... Okay, I thought he was eating the dung beetle. I know I just shit. Is that it? No, that's not it. Is it floating in the air because of arc? Or was that... What? Where was it? Did it just disappear? Don't need to poop no more. Apparently it just disappears when you're riding on a mount. Curious to see if flaming poop gives you any kind of increased taming efficiency to dung beetles. And I think I'm going to do my little poop cheese. So if you jump, the more you jump, the more you can reduce your stamina. And if you can reduce your stamina, you'll make yourself need to go to the bathroom faster. So, as this isn't a very good spot to do it. You just want to kind of bounce off the roof and make your jumps as fast as possible. So the faster you can jump, the more you can waste your stamina, the faster you can make yourself need to use the bathroom. The faster you can make fertilizer and a composter, the faster you can fertilize your crops. And as my stamina will go back up, it might make me need to use the bathroom. It's not there quite yet. Let me jump around a little bit more. Jumpity jump jump. There it goes. So you see how the poop just registered. So now I can come over here. Why? Where you go? It's just harvesting up corpses that I didn't harvest. Shit on the floor. Play in my own feces because arc. Oh, come on. I know I just picked it up. There we go. Throw it into my taming bar and my hot bar. Oh man, that only gives 8.2. So during 2 times event, it's going to be 16.4. That's not ideal. Oh yes, the dung. Let me have the flaming dung. I already have? Apparently, I already have human poop in my inventory. But he doesn't seem to want any more food right this second. I don't know why I'm just looking at the dung beetle right now. It's a pretty cool color too. I will wait again until it is hungry. And after it's hungry, I'm going to try feeding it fire shit. See if that does anything different. We know how much human will do. Humans do. Yeah, call it the pink lady. I don't know, man. She must be in some pretty dark circles. She's into what's known as scat play. Oh, no, thank you. Not my type of lady. I'm not one to bash somebody for their fetishes or whatnot, but goodness gracious, that's a little much. Give me a quick second. Oh. What does the fire poop do? Fire poop is worth it. Okay, so normally human feces is actually really good for dung beetles. Generally, it likes having human feces, but that is legitimately like 2 or 3 times, yeah, 3 times as potent as human. Oh, man, that's silly. I don't understand how they can't get the transfer system set up properly and working good. That's something that's been around for such a long time that you'd think that the transfer system would be. Oh, I lost the poop. You'd think the transfer system would be set up properly, but apparently not. That's why I would get so wary of transferring, because they've been playing some dumb games for a while when it comes to the whole transferring thing. I don't understand why they can't, I can understand pausing transfers for PvP, but PvE, it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know, maybe I'm not seeing something, but for the most part in PvE, you don't have to worry too much about, things other than people like duplicating and stuff like that and doing nefarious things along those lines. But for the most part, it shouldn't shouldn't affect PvE as much as like if they needed to shut something down for PvP. I think I'm gonna let this guy go. As much as I like her, or him, or whatever it is. I think I'm just gonna leave it. I don't know. I've got a cryopod on me. So you know what? I got poop on me too. I don't know. I am tossed and turned. I don't know. You gonna poop again for me? Poop for me, sweetheart. Sounds so wrong. I just walked into the wrong adult place. Yeah. I mean, their wild cards probably. Well, keep an eye. Yeah, I'm sure. When enough players contact you complaining about the same issue, then you'll take a leap for, doing the right thing. But until that moment, I guess I'm just going to tame this thing up. I only need to feed it 2 or 3 more times and it will be good. I might as well. I give the loots a little bit of time. The loot drops a little bit of time to redrop in my area. I know the artifact won't respawn while I'm standing here. So you know what? Maybe if I move down. All right, man. I will be here probably all day. I'm going to move down to this edge of the cave, though, so that way this might... Did it already respawn? It did. So I guess just getting out of the spawn area would be an effective thing to do. Let me just grab this up real quick. Oh, hold on. I gotta throw this in my otter. Where's my otter? Did I not pick it up? Am I complete? Shoulder? No, it's right here. Why was... Oh. It's because I wasn't going into its inventory. I am Doof. Doofus McGoofus. Alright, there we go. You gonna poop for me? Poop for me, sweetheart. I need a dung beetle. Daddy needs a dung beetle. Gotta shower it and shit. But yeah, I'm surprised at how much the burning feces actually does when it comes to their food. That's surprising. Burning feces is actually a very, very legit way of taming up dung beetles now, apparently. Some more poop. Give me that, and give it to the dung beetle. delicious. Yeah, we're at about 60%, 57.5. Feeding this guy straight from the tap of this guy. As it continues doing what it's doing, I will continue doing what I am doing. The only reason why I'm taming it up is because it's a wild pink color. And it's fairly low level for a cave animal. So let me wander my way back up here and see if this drops back in. Did it come back yet? I'm gonna laugh if it already popped back in again. No, not quite yet. So let me turn my back and try to make sure I'm not rendering it in with view. Wander down this part of the cave a little bit, try to get out of this area. Welcome back, welcome back. Oh, I stepped in the water over here. There we go. Jump off of him. Let's see if he's gonna poop again. Well, we got it pretty far up there. Come to the conclusion that burning feces is actually really good for taming up dung beetles. Human feces is only given at 8%, and this is giving it 3 times, so it'll give it 24%, I believe, around about. A little more than 20. Just kind of hanging out here for it to finish up. But I've been moving this guy back and forth between the end of this cave right here, so this drop can drop back in. Not drop, the artifact can drop back in. So if I move to this part of the cave down here, it should pop back in. I could only imagine, man. That's like eating Taco Bell in the worst place possible and wondering why everything coming out is liquid fire. But yeah, it's effective. It really is. It's an effective way of taming them up, apparently. Put them on walks so I'm not jumping around the cave like a lunatic. Hoop for me. Hoop for me, lady. This is why I play video games. So that way I can indulge myself in fetishes that I would never even attempt as a human being, ever. Like playing in poop. Ugh. Now, there's some kinks that just... No, thank you. I don't want the human peanut butter anywhere near me. It needs to go in the toilet and flush. May it be a Lotus toilet or a European style toilet. I don't really care. Nothing wrong with a mud bath? Ooh. I don't know about that, man. I've accidentally given myself a mud bath as an adult from being sick, man, and it just made it all the worse. As an adult, if you say you haven't shit your pants, you're lying, or you're not old enough. It's not a good feeling. Seen a video the other day of some lady saying, all these old people saying that you pooped your pants and this, that, and the other. I'm 22 and I've never pooped. And then there's a dude I watch. He's got a GFC hat, and he's pretty popular. Or infamous, I should say, not so much popular, for his videos. And essentially, he looks at her and says, "Well, there, honey poo, you're not old enough. It will happen. It will happen eventually. It just hasn't happened yet. And hopefully you're not wearing anything too revealing, such as a thong. Because then it's like, when you put your finger over the front of a hose, it just kind of goes everywhere." But yeah, I'm old enough to know that, that kind of stuff happens. Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, it's a pretty. I don't remember his name, or I'd shout him out with my little channel. But yeah, he's got some words that he likes to use regularly on his channel that if I tried using, I'd probably get in trouble. So I won't be saying them, but he's got a saying. The GFC on his hat stands for something. That the Global Friendship Club, or the Get C. Yeah, so it's one of those things. Good channel though. It's funny. He does a lot of reacting videos to some of the crazy people out there. And there are a lot of crazy people in the world nowadays. A lot of crazy people. Like, not me kind of crazy, but like what is wrong with you kind of crazy. But, it is what it is. I believe this guy has 2 more feeds and then he will be done. And I will cryopod him up and have a pink dung beetle. And it's spawned back. There we go. That's why I like to try to wander to the other side of the cave. So, Big Link is... I was explaining this the other day to somebody. They asked me what one of my favorite games is. And growing up, my favorite video game that I enjoyed the most would probably have been Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. I spent too many hours in that game as a kid, and I fell in love with it, and because of that, I've named my character Big Link. The reason why I like the story so much and the game so much is because of the thing that it's going to tell boys and girls. It's okay that you need help, ask the hero for help, this, that, and the other. And with the story of Link, he's the timeless hero that always going to save the princess. And for a young boy, having a hero story, not the strong female characters and this, that, and the other, but like a young boy needs to have the hero save the princess. That's very important for people, especially boys, to idolize, I guess it would be a good word. You wanna have good characters like that in your life to make sure that is he just too big? I might have to throw a little bit more into weight and drop some of this, because this is not, yeah. So this is not wanting to go into his inventory. So with my name, I've always had a thing for Zelda, and Link is my favorite character in the franchise. So Big Link was the character that I really enjoyed. So it's just one of those things, you know. My new handle on the internet is Zale. So that's a new handle that I've been going with. But for the most part, Big Link was the handle that I had from my younger years. So my first ever handle was kind of cheesy. It was called Inu Link. So it was a mix between Inuyasha, which is a Japanese anime that I absolutely loved growing up. I kind of grew out of that genre of anime. But Inuyasha and Link was obviously Link from Legend of Zelda. So Inu Link was yeah, oh yeah, I need to drop all of this off. I'm going to finish feeding him up, and then I will be taming's starting to go down. Once I finish up this dung beetle, I'm going to start heading back to the base. I didn't get the 5 that I wanted this time with them because I wasn't paying attention to the weight. But I will come back eventually. I'm going to go do that ocean run real quick, trying to remember to do that stuff before I come back out. But I'll show you some of the X fishes. The message from Wildcard, the fact that their transfer system's going down, and that not understanding. The transfer's going down and all that stuff. That message from Wildcard? Or did I miss? Are they restarting the servers? Did I miss that message? Oh, yeah. That's not good. Four-hour rollback. That's just... Oh, that makes my belly hurt a little bit. This dung beetle's starting to lose all of it. So the taming's gone on that. Might as well just give up on the old dung beetle. Sorry, Mr. Dung Beetle, you're food now. Get out of this cave. I might need to go online and read this up, what you're saying, so that way I can see exactly what's going to happen. Drop the otter. Kind of looks like a Ravager when he's wet. That's pretty cool. He kind of actually looks like a Ravager from Aberration. Grab my otter real quick. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Come on now. Don't get me stuck. So they're going to start a rollback from... I mean, I would prefer to lose the artifacts than anything else. That's my biggest worry, is losing all the stuff that you gave me earlier. I mean, I wouldn't lose it. It'd just go right back into your stuff. So if that's the fact. But I would still be a little bit wary of some of the newer tames that I was just given. You know, I wouldn't want to lose any of that. So let me head back to my base. Got me all worried and stuff now. is that? Is that a drop? It's kind of glowy. No, that's just a... Never mind. Oh, oh, oh! No, I can't get through here with him. So let me drop my otter. Right on him. Put him down. Ride. Jump off. Oh, he almost kissed starfish again. Jesus. Oh. There we go. Just kind of give him a couple good leaps. See if I can get around this crystal here. Might not be able to. I might have to go in and jump out. Oh. Yeah, I'm going to have to jump off of him here, apparently. Maybe. Ah, no. Haha. Very nice. But I am going to have to jump off of him here. Get up here. I could probably throw my otter right there. Take a sippy poo of water. A little sippy poo. Throw him on my shoulder. Her. I keep on saying him. Throw her on my shoulder. I could probably throw him down now. Or her. And jump out. Of course, my cigarette goes out again. Pick up the otter and haul booty back up here. Pick this guy up and we are off. Very slowly, but we are off. That Quetzal. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep the meat that I have on me. Even though it's going to be a bit of a flight back, let me throw my cheater toothpick in. It's my cheater toothpick. So I got these toothpicks that I pick up. They're actually really great toothpicks. And I can't seem to find them right this second. Must have dropped somewhere. But they're Dr. Brown or something like that. They're really good, solid toothpicks. And I use them throughout the day normally. But yeah, they're the perfect width. The stick inside of the thumbstick without damaging it. And it's the perfect width to kind of give it that push forward so you can continue flying or going forward without having to worry about killing your thumbs. And if I've already broke my thumb backwards by pushing forwards. I showed somebody that one time and they're like, "Oh my God, you have the perfect hitchhiker's thumb." They've never seen that. A double jointed thumb like that. I'm gonna need another refill on my coffee here in a second too. Oh, that would be bad. I mean, it wouldn't be bad, but in the same aspect, oh, that would be annoying. That would definitely be annoying. And on top of that, I feel bad that you're stuck here on this server. I'm hoping that it's sooner than later, especially with the weekend coming. I can only imagine that they're going to have a lot of issues if they do a rollback of that kind of time. 4 hour, 15-minute rollback? Yeah, okay, that works. 30-minute rollback? It's a little bit crappy. 4 hour rollback? Excuse me? That's a little much. Like that's why? Why exactly does it need to be that long? So it's oh, I'm gonna crash out. There we go. It's a damn crash. I need to get a better dragon. There's a person on my server that actually sells them. And that's how I got this dragon. I bought it off of him for a 2K polymer. Which I'm sure wasn't the best of deals, but it got me into the trade network on this server, so people know that I'm not just going to steal their crap. So, I'm not one of those people. Yeah, I bought this dragon with polymer. I try to keep a decent amount of poly on me. It's the hard currency for people. So if I needed to trade somebody for a saddle, or if I needed to trade somebody for a tame or something along those lines, I can use my polymer. So I bought this dragon fully grown. It was fully grown, no wyvern milk needed or anything, fully everything. But this is my little special box. So got a pretty decent amount of polymer in here. 4, 6, 10, 16, 24. I've got a little over 2,000, maybe 2,500, somewhere in there. Welcome to the stream. Not an alien. What's up, man? I remember you. You were on my one of my last streams. Welcome back. We're discussing the rollback. Yeah, well, I can understand that. Some people feel like they really, they put in so much time and effort that's what they should have and that's what they should get, blah blah blah. But even on online markets and whatnot, people that put in, like with your like T-Rexes and stuff, those things would sell quite easily on the online markets. I'm not going to sell them. I'm not into that kind of stuff, but I've seen people auctioning off whole armies and stuff, like real money and stuff. I've seen people auctioning off areas of land. There was a person that was selling a big land area, and they decided that they wanted $150 US, and that just blew my mind. I was like, that's a little much, but people were putting in their offers. So it's surprising how much money people actually spend and how much time people actually spend grinding for certain things. Yeah, I'm a firm believer that it always comes back to you. You know, it always comes back in the end. Being a good person is always a good thing. The same goes with businesses too. So if you open up a business, I believe if you treat your employees like crap, eventually you're not going to have a business. Until you learn how to treat people, you won't have a business. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. The $5 dyno, this dyno is it's cool. It's definitely cool, and it's oh yeah. I've seen, and that's not even the worst of it. I've seen some bank reports from some people that make regular tech sales. So they're and it's actually in British pounds as well, or European pounds, or whatever the pound is. It's in pounds as well, where they have a list of tech items that you can buy. So for say 100 tech ceilings, it's $3. For 100 tech dedicated storage, it's $3. One tech replicator is three pound, not dollars, pounds. So £3. Oh, I know. It's like $1.50 to the dollar. So it's definitely worth more. I think it's been worth more since for quite a few years, actually. I'm not entirely sure, but I want to say that the pound has always been pretty high compared to the dollar. After we got rid of the golden standard, I want to say. But all of the world's economy is going nutty right now. Even the Japanese yen is going nuts. Like you can buy Japanese yen for pretty cheap right now. So a lot of money traders, what they're doing is they're trading out for Japanese yen, and they're sitting on it. They're just waiting for it to go back up in value, and then they're going to buy it, buy the U.S. dollar or the pound or whatever their local currency is. Apparently, I don't have a good scuba tank anymore, so I'll just grab two of them. I need to grab my otter off too. Stack this stuff up. But yeah, that's the artifact of the immune, I believe. This is one of the first caves that I went through. Believe it or not, it sounds weird and it sounds backwards because, most people don't really go through the swamp cave first. But as much as the love-hate relationship I have with the swamp cave is there, I still actually enjoy the swamp cave. I enjoy the difficulty of trying to get through a deadly poisonous cave, you know? And that challenge and the cementing paste. The cementing paste makes it so much more worth it. Throw all that in there. I've got to go through this drop chest eventually as well. I just keep on dropping everything in it. But generally, I've got a pretty good storage up in my room up there. I've got everything situated and storaged up in a way that I can easily find out what's in it. Got saddles in one chest, weapons in one chest, armors and everything randomly on the other side. Yeah, that's happened to me too. For some reason, the anti-mesh is pretty brutal when it comes to certain things, and even with your tames. The other day, I watched one of my baby Megatherium get stuck in a tail, and it confused the game to the point where it thought it was in the mesh, and it just killed it. It's part of their new anti-mesh system that they're trying to iron out. But as anything with Ark, that's not probably going to be exactly what everybody imagines. Oh, yeah, let me drop my otter. Actually, let me pick my otter back up, drop him right here. Drop down some of these artifacts. Get these artifacts up. And I am out of space there, so you know, I might have to make another. Do I have wood on me in here? Oh yeah, the monopoly on that. So there are ways around it. There are ways around it. The only real way that you can get around renting from Neutrado is to run your own server. A lot of people don't have the computer to run a cluster, not just a server, but a cluster. So you can rent a server provider for a basic server computer without anything on it, and you can download the server to that, and you can set up the server to that, but you're not allowed to have any server representatives help you because it would break the agreement. So you can set up a server on a rented server through any of the server hosting places. So if you go to an online place where they're offering high-end servers for cheap, you can rent a server for $4 a month and have an access code to your little server slot in their massive server bay. And you can set it all up and run it from that server room or server renting area. But to set it all up yourself is the bottleneck. It's very difficult to set up a server. I'm not going to lie. It took me to set up my server on my computer without Neutrado, because I rented from Neutrado for 2 months. And after spending $50 for 2 months, it's just like, why? Why don't I just learn how to do it on my computer? So that's what I did. I set it up on my computer and went from there. But it took me at least 3 or 4 days to even get something running. It's so confusing and convoluted that it's just, it's designed in a way to make you just give up. Just give up and do it through the server renting place that you can rent, just do it through Neutrado. It's so much easier, blah, 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 blah. No, I don't want to rent through Neutrado. I'm going to just, figure it out. And over a period of several days, I finally figured it out, got it all set up on my computer, but I don't have a very good computer. I have one of those Amazon specials where it's a pre-built computer. Yeah, well, it's not just Neutrado, man. It takes two to tango when it comes to setting up something like that. So it's Neutrado and as well as Snail allowing it. I know they got bailed out and all that stuff. Yeah. Honestly, man, depending upon your PC, it really depends on. So I'll tell you exactly how much I spent on my computer, and you take it however you want. But I spent about $560. It's like $568. So we'll say $600 on my computer. My PlayStation, about $5. The controller comes with it. Everything came with it except for the camera. The camera cost me, I think it was $60 for the camera. And I don't wear headphones. I listen to it off my TV, and the mic is right here. So that's why I don't have a mic in front of me, and it feels more organic. I feel like a person and not like some robot with all the gear and the mic sitting right here and all of the space. So that's why I play the way I do. And it runs way better on my PlayStation than it does my computer. But that's because my computer is it's a Ryzen 5700 or something. It's not an up-to-date, modern, spectacular, 4090. It's nothing spectacular. And it has a bit of a harder time running the game. So depending upon your computer, Yeah, so with your computer, you could probably run it way better than the PlayStation, depending upon your graphics. I know that the 4090 is probably extremely expensive still. Yeah, well, it's see if anybody else got the game and they bought this game out and tried releasing it. Yeah, 3080. So I mean, you're going to run it way better with your 3080 than the PlayStation's going to run it. So 3080 Ti is going to get you way better. And yeah, that's where I believe uh, Ryzen 7 or something. I'm not entirely too sure what my computer is. It's just a very crap end computer. And to be honest, the more I look into it, I think what my computer is an old laptop that they strung together and put into a tower. So yeah, see, my computer, I have like eight 8 gigs of DDR3. I want to say. I don't have DDR4. That was going to be my next main upgrade for my computer because I need more memory to run a cluster. So to run a cluster, you need to have a lot of memory, because they're running each map off the cluster. The graphics card isn't as important when it comes to running servers as it is the RAM. RAM is the most important thing when it comes to running anything cluster related for Arc. And going back to you, my friend, not an alien. To be honest, if any other place were to try to three 4K monitors, holy crap, man! You're sitting in front of a spaceship. But if anybody else tried getting Arc and you know designing the game, I don't know if it would run the same way. I don't know if another AAA, if Ubisoft got it or something. I think we would have more problems with those guys and having to spend money on certain things that we don't have to deal with right now. Um, I don't know who, if another AAA design team got it and were able to make it better. I don't know. Me personally, I don't think that would be the case. I think that Snail Games is the problem. I think Snail Games wants, what if Rockstar got it? Well, if Rockstar got it, we'd have a lot of different people quite upset. I love Red Dead. Red Dead Redemption is such a spectacular game. But the way that they make you buy some of the stuff in the game just so you can get cool weapons and stuff like that, I can't stand the microtransactions. When I was growing up and I was playing on the Nintendo 64 or the NES or any of those systems, the GameCube, any of those systems, DLC was not a thing. The game creators had to make a polished, finished, beautiful, working game. And it just blew everybody's mind because that was it. Rockstar really does release some great games, but the microtransaction that a lot of these mega corporations do are just insanity. I can understand cosmetic stuff, but everything else, it's a little bit insanity. I'm not one to really judge companies on their business practices and whatnot, because I'm a game player. I'm not a game creator. So, oh yeah, yeah. But here's a little thing. I got Red Dead Redemption 2, and I spent the $30 for the multiplayer, but I have to spend another $60 to buy the game. I have to download the full game. I own the full game, but to actually play the storyline on Red Dead Redemption 2, you have to buy the game, and what I bought was the multiplayer. So I got to play multiplayer, but I didn't get to play the game. So it's like, there's business practices like that I just, bah. I miss the days of Halo 2, when the Xbox Live first officially came out, and their crappy little dink-dink mics that you had to have with the little foam pad and it just kind of wrapped around your head. I miss those days of you buy a game, you get the whole game. I'll buy DLC. I have no problem with buying DLC. That's perfectly fine. You spend another year creating some additional content for a video game. I'll spend the 30, $40 on DLC. I did on Ark in the last Ark. And that's not the problem. It's how many times do I have to buy the game, or what variations of the game? Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. They estimate that games should actually be $120. They should be double what they used to be. Video games used to be, 30 to $60. Mainstream video games such as, AAA titles, Grand Theft Auto, they estimate that the amount of time and effort put into them would double with the increase of, the value of money and whatnot. But yeah, like you're saying, there's two sides of that coin. There definitely are two sides to that coin. But ever since the money jumped into the video game world, everything seems to cost more. Everything seems to be more money related. But a long time ago, before these big investors decided to buy up video games and as a whole, like all the major companies and all the minor companies and all the indie companies and all the companies, they used to put out really good games, all of the people. So they would try their best. Nowadays, you don't have to polish the game. You wait for the release day one and then put a day one patch out, because that's how you do it. Yeah, it should help with the price, but then again, with the way that new games are being designed nowadays, good luck playing them in the future, my friend. The servers have been shut down for years. You see what I mean? So with certain, like the Gran Turismo and stuff like that, or Frenza, or whatever the other racing game is, those games, they're not going to exist in the next 20 years because the servers have been shut down. And to authenticate you bought the game, they have to authenticate it through the server. So if the servers no longer exist, your game can't authenticate the fact that you bought it. And even if you have a hard copy, you're not going to be able to play it. Servers aren't existent anymore. Even on single player games, you won't be able to play them because they have to authenticate that you actually bought the game to even start the game. So there's a lot of different things happening. The video game community is on an uprise right now. The players are angry about a lot of these toxic things that these people are doing, the video games. The loot packages, kids are now gambling and stuff, like just gambling their butts off, trying to get, the new soccer player for the new FIFA, and you have to get all these different card packs to even consider getting the character that you love. It's just a lot of stuff that just, it's unsavory in my opinion. But that's just my opinion. And like I said earlier, I do have one, but it's gonna spoil in 2 hours. I don't know what I should do. Should I get it? Oh yeah. Well, that's the big thing is people have forgotten the mob power. Mob power, mob votes, mob anything is terrifying for any corporation, business, government, anything. As soon as all the people gather together and they all come up with the same conclusion of we're getting screwed, generally things change pretty quickly. But trying to get people to not fight amongst themselves and bicker and all the other stuff that, the big government or big brother is trying to force upon us, race wars, shootings, and drugs, and all the other different things that are being pumped into civilization so that way we can constantly fight with each other. That's kind of one of the big reasons why things aren't changing as much as they possibly could. We have forgotten some of the stuff that our ancestors would have used in these certain situations. Crapped up storage. Yeah, you are not wrong. You are not wrong. The games nowadays really, if they're putting out things that need to be patched day one, they're putting out things that just aren't, they aren't playing out the way that they should when it comes to the way that a video game should be really put out. It should be polished enough to where it's playable. I remember when the new Mass Effect, the last Mass Effect that came out, and if you left your PlayStation on for a little too long, and everything just broke down, everything went screwy. And the same thing with Nintendo games too, believe it or not. I know it sounds nutty for me to even bring up the Nintendo situation, but with Breath of the Wild, my son, he loves playing Breath of the Wild. And he actually reverted back to the day one patch, or not the day one patch. He reverted his version back to the original, so that way he could get all these different glitches that they didn't patch through or figure out that they had, so that way he can do glitched runs on the video game and whatnot. And those types of situations, if I were to throw Banjo-Kazooie for the Nintendo 64 into my blah. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's been carried by Pokemon. Nintendo's got a lot of really, if anything, Nintendo's being carried by Mario and all the other different movie titles that they've been putting out, and just an assortment of different stuff. Like they're not just yeah. Yeah, Pokemon's cool. I'm a Generation 1 type guy. One of my favorite stories I remember was when I was a kid. My dad worked at Kmart, so they got all their stock in, and he came home one day and said, there's these new trading cards that are supposed to be very popular, and I got a couple packs before they're being sold to the public. So the day before I got my first Pokemon pack, the day before, Pal World's threatening that foundation. Pal World's crazy, man. I haven't played it yet, but I hear it's great. But I got a Pokemon pack, and my sister got a Pokemon pack of cards the day before the official release in the United States. So me being a dumb kid, I see this shiny card, and I swear to God, this was my first ever pack of Pokemon that I ever opened up, and it's one of the... I do not regret anything in life. Yeah, it's on computer as well. I haven't messed with it, but I undid my pack and I looked through it, and I swear on everything I love, I got a Charizard, first edition. Probably the first ever Charizard opened up in the entire United States of America, because my dad got it a day before of the actual release, because he worked at Kmart as a manager and stock manager, and he grabbed a couple of packs and gave them to us. And yeah, I opened it up. It was a first edition Charizard, and I believe it was a shadowless Charizard. That just makes my stomach hurt. I don't regret things, but I regret that. I traded it for a Rhydon because I was like, it was like 7. Rhydon had more attack power, and it was a higher, bigger numbers. So I thought maybe it was a better card, even though it wasn't holographic or anything. I still traded it for that card, and I regret it. I still regret it. Looking at those shadowless Charizard, yeah, man. Don't remind me. It hurts my belly. It's so bad. I know. Ah! But yeah, dude, I swear on everything I love, that's a real story. That's a true story. And my sister was upset because I got a shiny card and she didn't, and just a whole bunch of regret from that part of my life when it comes to that one damn card, that one card. It's one of those things that I still think about. You know, when you're laying in bed and you're like, oh, I sounded like an idiot next to that girl or that boy, you know, 20 years ago. Or if you're not that old, like, I made a fool of myself, 3 or 4 weeks ago in class, and nobody even remembers it. It's just you that's remembering it. And that's one of those things that I remember constantly. It upsets me so much. Let me throw those in there. And I believe I have it. Do I have a shovel out here? I know I have a shovel up in my room. I don't know if I made one. Yeah, I got one here. So I got a shovel here. That is about 300 meters. Let me go into my map real quick. So this is how I actually prefer to do treasure runs. Whenever I do them, you go over here to your map. See, that kind of stuff sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. But yeah, we're all kids at one point, and we don't realize the value behind certain things until we're older. And then when we're older, we look back and we say, shit. 59.3, 52.1. 59.3, 52.1. 59. Oh, whoops, wrong button. 59.3, 52.1. Let me delete some of these. Give me a second. 59.3. 52.1. That should get us in the ballpark. You have to be 100 meters away from... Yeah, that'll get us the ballpark. So you got to be 100 meters away from the treasure before you can dig it. And I definitely want to get this Ascended treasure because it's Ascended. It's actually a really good treasure map. I got my shovel on me. So now instead of jumping on a tame and it disappearing, I can jump on my tame and get to the area and still see it on my map. But the red cursor will disappear. After you jump on a tame. So you won't be able to just hit the map and I mean, still, with if it wasn't that valuable monetarily, I mean, that's one thing, but I don't see value just as money. I see value as something that's sentimental as well. Sometimes that teddy bear that you had when you're a kid is worth way more than that gold bracelet that you might want. You know what I mean? So it really depends on the person and what those items are. I can't say that your Pokemon cards weren't valuable, but I'm sure your mom was probably at the time way more valuable than the Pokemon cards. So that's one of those situations that I can see, things happening, and that maybe the Pokemon cards were forgot because of extenuating circumstances. I hope she was all right, though, man. I remember the first time my mom ever got into a car accident when I was a kid, and she got T-boned. She got hit so hard. She hit this car so hard while going through a green light. This red car convertible was going through a red light and was just blowing by. Good. That's always a good thing to hear. But she got hospitalized, man. She slammed into this car. She hit this car so hard that it literally knocked the fillings out of her teeth from like 70 mile an hour to a dead stop, dude. Just knocked the fillings out of her teeth. She was wearing her seatbelt that day because she was going through a little bit of tooth pain. She had her fillings were messing with her, or cavity or something like that. So she stopped off at a Walgreens or a drugstore or something and got some headache medicine. And then on her way home from work, she was wearing her seatbelt because she wasn't feeling good. My mom was very keen on not wearing her seatbelt. That day she was. And if she wasn't, she would have been a part of the road, to say the least. So, am I just right on top of it? Yes, I am. Beautiful. So, she's all right. She's still alive and kicking. But, yeah, dude, it messed her up. And the only reason why she's still alive is because of the... Look at those gloves. Ooh, look at the durability on those gloves. Yeah. I don't talk about God a lot because I'm not a religious man, per se. I'm very spiritual. And not the new age spirituality. I believe in God. There is a higher power. I don't necessarily believe in religion because religion can be miscued, and there's been a lot of travesty that have happened due to religion. But there is a creator, and there was something watching that day and making sure that everybody came out alive. Because even the guys that got T-boned in that accident came out alive. So everybody was alive, everybody survived, but man. Oh yeah, I recognize a miracle when I see it too, man. I recognize it too. I really do. I mean, miracles happen, and they don't happen very often. The miracle is the only reason why I have my foot. So I was in a rollover in Afghanistan, and the vehicle landed on top of me. And it just so happened that luckily there was, instead of being on a road, we were on what we considered moon dust. We lovingly referred to it as moon dust. And it's essentially just talcum powder. It's a whole bunch of really, really soft, squishy, powdery sand. And when my foot got ground into the dirt, it was in that stuff. So when the vehicle landed on top of me, it shattered my foot apart, but because of the squishiness of the ground, it didn't rip it off. If we were on asphalt or rock or anything else, my foot would have been ripped off. And yeah, I got my foot still. It's one of I might not have it forever because I'm on my third surgery, and after this last surgery I get, if it doesn't fix it, I'm gonna have a partial amputation. Yeah, for the most part, not full mobility. I have some metal plates locking it, so I can move my foot up and down, but I can't twist my foot and I can't roll my ankle. So it's just, I'm basically walking around on a peg leg, but I can feel all the nerve damage. It's kind of hard to explain. But the best way, there's three types of healing of bones. So you have a union. When you have a break, you have a union, which you're... yeah, well... I mean, yes and no. It really depends on the nerve pain and all that stuff. But essentially, my bone, it's not a union fracture, which goes back to normal. So if your bone gets broken and it grows back together, that's called a union. If your bone gets broken and then it grows back like this, that's called a malunion. If it's bad enough, they'll re-break it and put it back together the right way. If it's not affecting anything, they'll just let it stay. Then the last one is what I have. It is called a non-union. That means that my bones are just kind of there. They just kind of float around. They're not attached to each other because they're broken still, but they're still there. So over a period of all these surgeries, of having my all the ligaments in my foot taken out and put back in, things moved around in my foot so that way they can get to the bone. The specific bone in my foot that's broken in half is really weird because it's not the outside bone, it's an inside bone. And it just split in two. It's called the cuboid. My nickname at Tripler Medical Hospital there in Hawaii was Mr. Cuboid. Oh God, this is the thing that you were talking about, Tattoo Man. No. But yeah, essentially after they're taking a yeah, here we go. So with my foot after this surgery, so I have a plate and screws put into my foot. I have a pretty substantial size plate. They upgraded it, so I had a tiny little plate put in there, and then I snapped it. I broke the titanium plate in my foot with just, at the time I was still in the Army, so I was exercising and ruck marching and doing all the stuff that you'd see, you know, your regular, cross your fingers, I hope everything's fine. But essentially, I was doing all the normal stuff, and then I felt it. I felt that boom, pop in my foot. And I went and got an x-rayed, and sure enough, I have the metal in my closet somewhere, I believe, put up. But I have the original metal and the hardware. And I asked them to keep it. They sanitized it. They put a little pea cup for me, and they sent it home with me. The new one that they put in after that surgery was a lot beefier. It's a big, giant, nice, hunkin' piece of metal, and like 6 screws just all over the place. All right, man. Yeah. I'll be on. You know, I stream every day except for Wednesday. Oh, you can't go to bed. This is true, man. That's part of this game. I can't stand it. It's only worse with player versus player, man. Like, you feel like you can't sleep at all when you're playing PvP. You're going to go to bed, and then 5 minutes later, your stuff gets attacked, and then you wake up, and it's like, well, all my stuff's gone. But this time, they're going in, and they're taking that old hardware out, and they're attaching something called a striker staple. I believe it's called Strider or Striker or something. They're these massive self-torquing staples, and my doctor says, I'm going to staple the ever-loving shit out of your foot. Yeah, I'm the same way, man. We got 15 minutes before it stops. But they're going to go in and they're going to staple the hell out of my foot and all the bones back together. I just started, man. We are definitely a weird breed. I am one of those ARC streamers, but I'm not a psycho. I mean, I'm a normal, average, everyday Joe. Literally a Joe at the sense, if you think about an American Joe. I am one of those guys, just one of the, I don't want to say one of the boys, because excuse my language, I almost said the F-bomb. I am not a boy. I'm not one of the boys. I'm one of the guys, you know. I'm a regular guy trying to make it through life, and, you know, I've got all the same problems as anybody else. Pay bills. I don't have a massive community, but I plan on doing this enough to where I hope. They speak in squiggly, huh? That's a good one. I haven't heard that. I've heard some really crazy stuff before, but not that. Yeah. I just started using the mic. I'm a little wary. I am a little wary of using. Oh my god. I am a little wary of using the mic and using the camera for a while there. If you look at my first videos, up until I think like episode 11 or 10, I didn't use a camera and I didn't use a mic because I don't want to say I'm self-conscious, because I'm not self-conscious. I'm a beautiful man. I am so attractive, so I'm not worried about that. I'm more so worried about being doxxed And yeah, see, that's just like tattoos. I've never used it. This is my first time ever using a camera. I'm just more so wary that there are crazy people out there. I don't ever want to be swatted. I don't want people to start stalking me, you know, these types of things. So I was a little wary. I okayed it with my wife. I okayed it with everything. Everybody in my life that's important, you know, and everybody says, just do it. Just do it. You will get a following. My son tells me all the time, Dad, with how much you play and how much knowledge you have behind the game and how you are as a person, you should become famous. And I'm never going to become famous, but I'll attempt it. I'll try it. So here I sit with my face cam, just being the same person that I always am. This isn't a show. This is really who I am. Get a doormat that says I'm a streamer. Just nail it on the side of my house. Live streaming now. But yeah, I try to, with the terminology in the military is what we call OPSEC, operational security. I try to remain with enough OPSEC to not dox myself. People know that I live in Texas. Where in Texas, I won't say. All that kinds of good stuff. Oh, God. It was 15 minutes ago. 15 minutes ago. It's starting to freak me out. Yeah. Yeah, I try to be me. I won't ever say a lie. So if you go back into any of my videos, anything that I've talked about, I guarantee you is going to be the same thing that I've said in any of my other videos. So it's easier to remember the truth because it actually happened than it is for you to remember a lie. Because a lie isn't true, your brain's going to have a harder time remembering it, and your story might change a little bit. All my stories stay the same. My stories will always stay the same because it's what happened. That's what happened, and that's just what it is. Oh yeah, dude. I really believe that I was so disappointed because I was willing to spend the $25 on the server, and then I went in and I was like, is it going to be free to add another one to the server cluster, or is it going to be a little bit of a cheaper, discounted rate? Nope, it's $25. So your first map's $25, your second map's $25, third map $25, and onward and upwards until you get 9 maps that are all $25, and you're spending $225 a month or so. Isn't that is my mathing right? Oh. All right. Well, whenever you decide that you want to, man, I'll watch your stream. I can't promise that I won't be streaming during it, but I will watch it. I'm weary of going out anywhere or doing anything. Yeah, that would be cool. Neutrado, sponsor me. Give me a free server. I don't even know if I would, though. To be honest, I am that dead set against the whole Neutrado server thing because I tried canceling it after the second month, and guess what they did? They pulled the money anyways. So I paid for it, and it was just ridiculous. So I've spent $75 in total on 3 months of a server that I've played for maybe 2 weeks on. Hey man, if you do it on Wednesday, I'm sure me and my wife will both sit down and watch you. That's basically what we're doing all day. We're just kind of hanging out, relaxing. Yesterday I had a few chores. We got a new refrigerator. Due to all the tornadoes and stuff, my old refrigerator kind of kicked the bucket. So FEMA actually came in, and they're helping out with a lot of stuff. And we got a new refrigerator in there, and we're just trying to get things back in order. Everything's working, everything's going. As you could see earlier from the stream, essentially the internet's still being messed with here and there, but for the most part, it is what it is. We're just trying to keep our house in order, trying to be in each other's presence. She's at work right now, so I don't get to spend a whole lot of time with her. If anything, if I do become a big streamer, that will be my biggest goal, is to make it to where my wife doesn't have to work. Being a man, especially the type of man that I am, it's a little demoralizing knowing that your wife works and not being able to work yourself because you're disabled. Even knowing that I'm disabled, even like knowing that I have a reason. Oh, I've been told before, you wore the pants at war. You deserve to be at home. You're disabled, blah, 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 blah. Tell that to my damn ego, man. Tell that to my ego, please. It's one of those things that as a man, I can't stand to see my wife come home with sore feet, sore hands, and a bad day. It's one of the worst things that I can deal with as a man, because all I want to do is to make my wife better. I want my wife to be happy. I want my wife to be soft and smooth, not have to worry about calluses on her feet, and the kitchen cooks burning the hell out of her wrist by putting plates on the stove because they're assholes. You know, those types of situations. You know, I would love to give my wife the life that she deserves. And with how veterans are treated, and a sense of oh yeah, I do. I cook quite a bit, actually. My kids love my food. The cleaning part, I could be better at cleaning. It's hard for me to move around. So what I generally do is I know. I try. Me and her are best friends, so it's not really so much the income. It's more so the moral support that we have for each other. I might just dox myself a little bit. Give me one quick second. So, this is a picture of when I was in middle school. So, I was best friends with my wife since middle school, or since before middle school, around middle school, like the very beginning of middle school. This is me and my wife before she was my wife. My big goofy ass standing right next to her, kind of cuddling her and locked onto her. She was my best friend. Like, legitimately is still my best friend. Like, the person that I can confide in anything with. Before we had any kind of relationships, sexual or not, I was her best friend. People don't believe me when I say we didn't do anything until she was, like, full on just, you know, an adult. Oh, I know. People are crazy out here, but it's just a picture. Nobody's gonna really know. You could see that's me and that's her. That's really all you can see from it. But yeah, that's when we were. I think we were like 14 in that picture. We were quite young in that picture, and as we grew older and older, you know, we became more and more, you know, attached and friendly, and it got to the point where I decided that I was going to ask her to marry me, and we dated for 6 months and got married, and we've been married for 12 years already, and there's no sign of any kind of decay between us at all. As I've said it plenty of times in my past streams, I am very grateful for the things that I have. I wouldn't ask for anything more because of how grateful I am for the things that I have right now. So, with that being said, like, I feel a certain kind of way still, even doing some of the things around the house and cleaning and all that stuff. It's more so I want her to be able to experience everything in life. Oh yeah, life is very short. I was on one of my other streams the other night. Somebody asked me. They were role playing as a vampire, and somebody asked me if I got a lot of catching up to do. So somebody asked me if I would take immortality. Would I become an immortal? And my true response to that is absolutely not. My goal in life with my wife is to die with her. I want to die with my wife. And as sad and as callous and as messed up as it sounds, I think that would be the way. I want to die with my wife in a way that I knew that my future grandchildren and hopefully great-grandchildren were all aware and as the one crazy dude on the internet, what's his name? I call him the Top G. He talks about his grandma. He's like, what more in life would you want than having 70 people that came from you? You are the patriarchy or the matriarchy. Me, in my case, I would be the patriarchy. I would want my family to know that I love them and that I'm grateful for them, and I wouldn't want to live forever. Kids are not easy, man. I would not suggest to anyone to have a kid unless you're ready or you want them. But you will never be ready for kids. The way that you become ready for a kid is to have one. After you have one, you will make sure your kids are taken care of, regardless. If you got to go out and sell blood, you'll make it happen. I remember when I was a young man, a very young man, just first starting off, I made Christmas happen one year because I sold my plasma. I swear to you, I sold my plasma at a plasma bank. And because I'm prior service military, I've got anthrax. So I have the anthrax vaccinations put into my body, which gives me more antibodies and whatnot. And so I have 4 times as many antibodies in my body as a normal person. So with that being said, my plasma is used in an assortment of vaccines. So you're not allowed to buy blood, but you can sell your plasma. So because I have really good plasma, I was able to sell mine for a pretty decent penny. The first day that I sold, I got $125 for my first time. The second time I went in was $75, and every time after that was $75. But you got double paid the first time. I also had to get another booster shot of anthrax, and my plasma was taken. And I could go in and donate twice a week, $75 every time. So I was making $150 every week. And that's how I made Christmas happen one year, by literally selling my plasma. I was thirsty. Oh man, was I thirsty. All my fluids was being sucked out. But it's one of those things. You will make it happen. As a parent that wants to be a parent, not just any parent. You could just throw your kid out in a dumpster like some of these new mothers do, which is horrible. They should go to jail forever. But if you want a child in your life and you love your child, you will make it happen. Always and forever, you always figure a way out. And as long as you've got the right priorities, it will happen. It will work. There are food banks out there if you're hungry. There are resources out there to everybody that if in a certain situation you're able to get. There are certain things that as an adult and as a parent, you'll supply everything you need for your children. So you're never ready. It's never a sign of, oh, am I ready? You're never going to be ready. Having a child is a life-changing experience. And For instance, one of my wife's coworkers, she's in her 40s. For instance, she's 40 years old. She's never had a kid, and our joke is she's starting off on level one. I don't care how old you are. The older you get, the more mature you are. Not necessarily the more wise you are. The more mature you are, generally the more money you have, a little little less stress in your life, a little bit more of a cushion to fall on when you inevitably fall, because you will fall. With that, it's the same. You start off at the same level as everybody, regardless of your age when you have a child. You start off at level 0. And then your next child after that, you're not at level 0 anymore. You've already went through those levels, so you're a little bit more inclined to knowing what to do. And as you continue through that stuff, you'll realize that some of the things that you were worried about with your first are nothing compared. Like my wife, when we had our first, hand sanitizer everywhere, hand sanitize. Nowadays, with my second, and the nieces and nephews that we've taken care of and all that, like my uncle-in-law, he's a mechanic, and I'll just give my babies to my uncle-in-law with his greasy, dirty, monkey knuckle greased up, just horrible hands, and say, hold the baby. It's like, you're not gonna give them, AIDS or something. You're just a little dirty. It's okay. It's not a big deal. But with the first one, you're so paranoid about everything that, one of my friends called me up with his, one of my brothers from the military, Alex. He called me up. He's like, man, I'm afraid to go to sleep at night. I'm afraid that my baby's just gonna die in the crib. And I was like, SIDS is a real thing, but generally speaking, you don't have to worry about it. You should go to sleep at night. Just make sure that you can hear your baby. Keep it in a bassinet next to your bed, and let him cry a little bit, but don't let him overdo. Don't let him hurt his voice. So, yeah, the best times are born from the worst of times. The worst times are born from the best of times. Yep, that's kind of like a dog. Just like a dog. You get a dog as a puppy, you fall in love with that dog, you have great times, and you love that dog. My dog, Bob, just passed away. We actually just got his ashes and his hardware. So my dog, he's got a couple really good stories. He's been bounced around in a few car accidents. He's been hit by a couple cars. He had metal throughout his leg. He had a steel bar or a tungsten titanium bar stuck in his leg, and all these different screws keeping his bones together. But he just passed away a couple of weeks ago, and he's 15 years old. We were expecting it. He wasn't even senior at that point. He was geriatric, so he was past his life expectancy, and he was just beyond the point of old. He was a walking skeleton. So we knew it was coming, but those great times that we had with him made those worst times feel even worse than what it would normally be, because of how attached to those good times we were with him. So to go back on what you're saying, the best of times are born from the worst of times, and the worst of times are born from the best of times. That was, I've never, yeah, man. So my dog, he was a Yorkies are very small. So Yorkies are generally going to live a lot longer than a big breed. My dog he was kind of a mutt. He was a mix between, is it back on? He's a mix between a beagle. He had a little pit bull in him. He had an assortment of different dogs. He's a hunting dog. We found him when my wife was young. When we weren't even dating at the time. We were just best friends. She found him on the side of the road, and in a bag, actually. Somebody just threw him out. He was the runt of the litter, and some hunter in the area that we grew up, because I grew up in a small little bumpkin town in Florida, and there was a lot of dog hunters and whatnot out there that would go out hunting hog with their dogs, and Bob was just thrown out. Bob got thrown out the damn window and landed on the road, and my wife seen what she thought was a rabbit, And she turned around, and it turned out it wasn't a rabbit. It was this little dog that wasn't even old enough to be away from its mother, and couldn't even walk. His eyes weren't open, nothing. And she picked him up, and we rescued him. All of my animals are rescue. The beagle that I have right now, my dog Lexi, she's also a rescue. Yeah, I'm very grateful with the way that my dog passed. He didn't suffer. He wasn't in any kind of pain. He stopped drinking and he stopped eating. And at that point, you've got 72 hours at tops. 48 is what it normally takes. So anywhere between 48 and 72 hours, and they'll pass after that. He was just he. The one time that he did cry during the whole process was he pooped on himself. He's never pooped. He's always made it to the outside before he goes to the bathroom. He'll one of my friends actually, he'll hear him whenever I was playing video games with him. You'll hear him in the background. Woof. He doesn't bark like a normal dog. Just one woof, and he would just woof. And that was my sign. Oh, he needs to go to the bathroom. So I get up, bring him out. Then he'd go out, do his business, and come back, and he'd stand at the door and look at it and go, woof. And then I get up and I go in. And he wasn't too much of a barker unless there was something that needed to be done or he needed. And he whined a little bit at the end because he pooped on himself and he peed on himself. I cleaned him up, and right after he slipped away, he passed away, which isn't beautiful. It's not Hollywood. It's not a beautiful thing. It's still death. You know, death is death regardless of the situation. So as my wife was going through this process for the first time, because she's never had to deal with this before, and this is my second real time of dealing with it, we went through the motions of making sure he was comfortable and all that good stuff. I tried giving him water. He just didn't want it. He didn't want any food. He knew it was coming. He was preparing. He was drying his body. His body was drying itself out. And he just kind of went to sleep. And that's where he went unconscious. His body took over because his body knew I was dying. And that's where it affected me because he started doing the whole jumpy thing and, all that good stuff. But it's one of those things. I've had to put my dog down before with euthanasia. And I've also just recently had to deal with natural death. So to be honest, I don't know what I prefer. Euthanasia is the same thing as natural death, in my opinion. It's just euthanasia is fast. It's immediate. Like you got 20 minutes and then it's done, and not even. You got 5 minutes. After they inject them, everything starts going dark. They start slipping. They start trying to lay down. They get confused. It's not ready yet. They get confused. They don't know what's going on, and you kind of have to comfort them. With natural, they kind of know what's going on. They know what's about to happen. Yeah, man, death is not easy. Death is one of those things that I laid on the floor with my dog and I cried. I cried and cried and cried. If you've ever seen Major Payne, where he's sitting in a hotel room, and I just got hit by a tornado. I just got all this stuff happening. My dog's dying. I'm stuck at some crack hotel and in the middle of town, and it's just all these bad things are happening. And like in that movie, Major Payne, where he's sitting in the hotel freaking out and going crazy. He's like, it's been 3 days since I killed me a man. And just in the fetal position in his underwear crying on the floor and stuff. That's basically what happened to me. I just laid on the floor and cried. My kids laid on the bed and they were asleep. They didn't even notice what was going on. But I tried talking to them, but it all, like whispering to them, "It's okay, Bob. It's okay." But it all came, "It's okay, Bob. It's okay." It was rough. It was fucking rough. So it's one of those things that grieving is a process that happens that, it's difficult. Hello, beautiful. I showed my stream our picture. My wife just got home, so give me a few minutes while the servers come back on and I bullshit with her for a few minutes. I know I'm muted. Oh no, no. Oh, it's back on. Let's see. Let's see what it looks like. Where am I at? Where am I gonna wake up? In the ocean. Oh no. So I'm thinking that what in the hell are you doing in here? I gotta. Yeah, 60. It's def. I think I'm spawned back where I woke up this morning, so I might need to revisit you. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the Rex egg that I popped out this morning and all those other different things are gone, as it looks like I never signed on earlier. And all of those artifacts are probably gone as well. Yep. So I don't have the Megatherium. I don't have the new Pyromane. I don't have the Otter. It's like it never happened. It was all a wild fever dream. Well, that's poop doop. Spent the last few hours grinding for naught. I have. Yep. Yeah, you might not. Let me go over here and check to see real quick. Because I know where your base is now. Let me grab my flyer, because my dragon should be back upstairs now. This is one of those arced moments. This is when people say arced, this is what they mean. Oh my god, wild card, yes! Yes, indeed. Indubitably. I feel like they have punched my brown starfish. I don't know with what. It might have been their fist. It might have been a baseball bat. I don't know. But it feels like I've been punched. Ah, you gotta love this shit. Two days of work. Jesus. Oh. Let me go see if your base is still here. Gonna fly down there real fast. I think I know about the area that you were at. So let me see real quick. Because you're on this side of the beach over here, right? I want to say. No. It looks like you're still here, dude. Yeah, your little base is still here. Your birdie's on the roof. So it doesn't look like you got too screwed. But yeah, you're still good. I don't know what's in it or if your body is still here or not. You don't have a windmill. Yeah, I was about to say, your windmill's not here now, so I don't see electricity. And your trough is empty. You're still here, though. Yeah, your windmill's not here, but your body is sleeping right here still. So you're still technically on the server. But I'm not entirely too sure. Offline damage is prevented. It doesn't show any kind of decay rate or anything. But yeah, your windmill's not there, or your turbine, I should say. That's poop. It looks like I'm gonna go on some more of an artifact run then. but I don't have an otter. Oof, the big oof, the big oofity oof of oofantum. Jesus. So just so you know, the game just got rolled back 4 hours, and a lot just happened. So all the stuff that just happened is yeah, that sucks, man. That really does suck. At least the base is still there, and all your stuff seems to. I'm not sure what's going on the inside of it, but yeah, a wild card just um, had to roll back the servers for some reason, and it wasn't just your standard rollback. This was a 4 hour rollback. You hear me? Yeah, I'm talking to you. No, I'm talking to you. Hello, dear. I'm talking to you. I know you weren't paying attention. That's why I said, "Do you hear me, lady?" They rolled back the server 4 hours. So all of the stuff that I'd done for the past 4 hours, and all the stuff that one of my subscribers, the Tattoo Man, he got me a breeding pair of Rexes, breeding pair of Megatherium, and he brought me another Pyromane, so I have a breeding pair of Pyromane, and he also got me an Otter. So I was all excited. He gave all that to me, and then the servers just rolled back. So now he's afraid that his shit's stuck over on the other server because they've stopped all of the transfers for right now because funky shit was happening. And like it's a giant poop show of stuff going on. Oh. Hey, I kind of figured it would be back on your main base. That's just what it is. They rolled back that far, so it's kind of what happens, I suppose. I'm still bullshitting with my wife right now. I'm sorry. She just got home. She's trying to explain to me grocery shopping and a few other different things that we're doing right now. But right after this, I'm probably gonna, I could probably go out on the X fish and see how that'll go. Also, I don't have to restart my clouds because I didn't technically log off. Give me a quick minute. Yeah, man, that's completely understandable, man. I have no problem with that. Again, I'm just grateful that it was something that you had decided to do to begin with. It's perfectly fine. I still have this one right here I can go through the caves with. The only thing I'm kind of gonna miss is that otter because of the ease of grabbing them, but it's really not a big deal at all. And I might go out on my fishy for a little bit as well. Do I have? Where is my main fishy? There. And I need to grab a swimsuit, scuba suit, Scuba Steve. Oh, this thing's hot. So generally speaking, I know that you're in a different time zone and all that. I jump on around about 12 to 2 o'clock my time, which for you would be in about uh, 22 hours, I want to say. In about 22 hours will be when I jump back on. So right now for me it's 4 o'clock. It's 4:18. But in about 22 hours, I'm not going to be finished with the stream for probably a couple more hours itself, and then I give myself about a 12 to 13 hour break in between each one of my streams, and then I get back right onto it. But it's about the afternoon time frame is when I jump on. But yeah, so about what time I logged on today was about the time that I generally log in. All right. So it's 10 o'clock right now where you're at. That's pretty wild, man. And you're over in the UK, so if I was in Hawaii, it would be a 6 hour difference from where I am now over there. So I can only imagine it's probably like a 12 or 13 hour difference from Hawaii to the UK. Or a 12-hour difference or something along those lines. Quite a big difference. But the good news about this whole situation, yeah, probably anywhere between 5 to 7 around that time frame for you. Then yeah. So I would somewhere in there is where I would start streaming. And you've seen this morning how I just had a whole bunch of problems happen, and hopefully that doesn't happen again. But I'll set up and get everything situated. My kids like to watch the stream, so I'll get it put on the TV in the front room so my kids can watch and play video games and watch and all that good stuff. And I'll make sure that everything's running properly. My stuff's on. I got my drinks and whatnot, and my waters. So I don't have to get up and down. And yeah, I stream for a minimum of 6 to 12 hours a day, sometimes even more. It depends on the day. I can't give you an exact schedule, but that's generally when I do start. Yeah, somewhere around there. I try to make it to where I stream all day, so that way if anybody wants to jump in and watch, they have, their time frame and my time frame should at least overlap a little bit with most people. If you have a little bit of time to jump on and watch or whatever. I don't want to just have a time slot like there's a person I watch on YouTube called Pirate Software, and they talk about how if you're going to start streaming, you can't start streaming just randomly throughout the day. You have to have a time slot, just like a TV show. People are going to want to tune in on their time slot that they have. And for me, I try to make that time slot as large as possible. I want it to be a very substantial amount of time that people have to jump on and check it out, see what it is. Artifact of the Pack and Devourer. I know that they're not able to transfer across the servers, so if I did get that, it would be stuck on this server. So even if I were to grab that, you'd have to bring all your boss fighters over here, and that just sounds more of a pain in the butt. But I know you're joking. Give me a quick second. You could transfer artifacts now? I didn't think that you were allowed to transfer artifacts or tributes at all. That's pretty wild. I have to check that out. Well, I remember with the old game that you're not able to do the tributes, but I thought with the old game you weren't able to do the artifacts as well. See, I guess I didn't know that. That's good to know, though. That's pretty cool. All right. Cool. I'm gonna jump into the ocean, and I gotta scoot up a little bit. Man, I need a haircut. All right. I like to make these folders in my inventory. That way I can throw stuff that I don't necessarily want falling out. You can change the different colors of the Power Ranger. Huh. That's pretty cool. Definitely don't need this on right now, though. I don't know how good of an idea it would be to put that on that, because I'm going to have to transform underwater. Well, we'll see. Man, winter can't come fast enough in real life. Oh my goodness. If anyone tells you that it's hot, just remember, it's probably hotter in Texas. We're not even in the hot part of the year yet. We're already getting up to the hundreds. Fishy, fishy, fishy. Let me see to what. Can I? So you can't put. Oh, no. Never mind. All right. Well, cool. So that's the that's that bleed attack right there. And if you look up at the top right of the screen, it says 15, 14, 13, and that's the feeding frenzy. So they have what's known as a feeding frenzy whenever you're swimming around and you eat stuff like that, you get a feeding frenzy for it. That feeding frenzy does tick damage. So over like 4 or 5 seconds, it will give a specific amount of damage to it. So if you look at my hit marker, apparently I didn't get it properly that time. So there it is. You see how the hit marker tick, 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 tick. That's the bleed damage, and it's not the same as like the Thylacolea or the Giga or anything like that. It's not a massive amount of bleed, but it's enough to be decent enough. It's called feeding frenzy. It gives you a health boost as you eat stuff and you do that feeding frenzy. The feeding frenzy, you actually gain more. Oh, there's a Basilo. What level are you? Level 20. I need the blubber. Feeding frenzy. So I don't know what boss this is for, but I like to collect it because I know eventually I'm going to be doing all of the bosses. And Basilo Blubber is one of those things that you need for the bosses. I'm just eating everything. These things are just so fast. kind of ridiculous. I love this cave so much. It's not really even a cave. I mean, I guess you could consider it a cave. It's a very open cave. I would love to build right here. Okay. Whenever I get vacuum compartments, I want this to be the floor. And I want vacuum compartments all right here. So that way I can see out there, and I can also see this. This is just beautiful here. Okay, man. I mean, if you want to go to bed now, I'm not going to hold it against you at all. I will not be upset. That's part of this game is getting arced like that. It's perfectly fine. What? Oh, I thought those looked like cliff platforms for a second. I was like, the cliff platform's not even in the game yet. Lizio. But yeah, just let me know if you are going to stay on and do that. I mean, I will be there in the matter of a few minutes, not even. I'm right outside the front of my base. I could probably get there pretty quick on the fish too. Oh, fishy, fishy, fishes. Nibble, nibble, nibble. They're starting to beat me up pretty good. I'm just kind of tanking through them. I'm not even doing the hit and run tactics. I'm just nomming. I made a short the other day of me showing one of my buddies the fish and how powerful it is. And I brought it up on land and I jumped on some dodos, man, and those poor little bastards didn't know what hit them. It was just hilarious. I chuckled so hard. It sounded like I was pushing the laughs out, like I was faking it. But it was good. It was a good, hearty Santa Claus laugh, that ho 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 laugh, you know. Yeah, I genuinely like this fish. I'll swim around and try to find some sea scorpions and stuff in these areas over here, and that's how I get my black pearls and stuff like these guys. Oh, good lord. Swim away! Okay, now I am not in the predicament to actually do anything about that right this second. I need to go my butt back to base and let this guy heal up a little bit. Got quite a bit of oil from all that, huh? 2 black pearls as well. Jump off of him. Let me see. What can I grab out of him real fast? Those plesio's are a quick way of making a butt ton of hide. Especially when it's a multi-times weekend. Need that blubber. I should probably take the shark's tooth as well. Don't need that. I don't know why things underwater have berries. But sure. You know how sharks are historically good at harvesting berries. that should be fine for now. I'll just leave that stuff on him so he can kind of heal up. And I got my dragon out. I can see his little tail flopping. I'm Darth Vader right now. Oh, what is that guy's name? Isn't that Clash of Clans, the Boar Rider? I am the Boar Rider right now. All right. Just let me know. 5 minutes. And let me go to these custom cosmetics. It's morphin' time. Something about the originals. I love the flamboyant, original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The original, the OG. Some good stuff. Yeah. Oh, God. Did I get it? I don't think I got it. I think I'm just kind of... Where'd it go? Bunch of it because I normally have burgers. Lately, I haven't been doing that because I've been doing artifacts. I normally have this, and it's 120 food per bite. So whenever you take one bite, it'll fill your whole food meter out. If it points into your food, it would still fill your whole food out. And it just takes a few things, but real quick. Oh God, don't tell me my internet's doing it. Oh no, it's doing it. What do I need for this recipe again? If it's not Ark messing with me, it's damn internet. So I need rare flowers. Grab some of this stuff out. Rare flowers. Rare mushrooms, carrots, corn, potatoes, meat, and tento. And I think I have all that stuff already. I'll bring you a couple burgers, my friend. As well as some meat. I'm not just gonna... I think I'm going to craft you up a couple of these as well. Grab out some meat. I could probably throw it on the Pyromane. Make it faster. Or just as fast, maybe a little slower, I don't know. I think it cooks it at the rate of as a standard cooking fire, and this being an industrial grill, it might make it a little faster. But I'm not sure. I'll bring you a stack of my good stuff, as well as a couple of stacks of regular stuff. But this good stuff, for real, man, it really, all you have to do is just throw one of them in. And I just normally carry around 4 or 5 of them at a time. And they last so long, they never spoil, even when you go to sleep. And they also have exceptional food. So the amount of food that you get off of them is such a high amount that you only really need one bite and you're completely full up on everything. It doesn't heal as much health as I would like it, but it's not bad. This heals 77 health, which isn't the best, but that's overtime, so it stacks on top of your medical brews. And it also almost 100% of your, or 100 of your stamina, so it's 96, so almost 100 stamina. And the food, as long as you don't throw any points in your food, this thing will fill you up, like, fast. Like one in a fifth. It'll overheal you by a fifth. So it's pretty good food, and they last forever. You throw them in the refrigerator, they just last. I think I'm going to start making my way down towards you, I believe. And no, I don't want that one. Let me grab this one. I'll grab you a... Oh, yep. Are you at the obelisk, or are you at your base? That's not, wasn't it there earlier when I stopped by there to see where you were? It was on your roof, right? Is it dead? Have you looked into your tame list? Because if you look in your tame list and see if it flew away or if it actually died. But it's showing up here on me. Oh, there's a Sarco right here. You got, yeah. Are you trying to tame it? What's the word? It's level 15. I doubt you're trying to tame it. Let me just fucking pull it real quick. Oh, no, you're fine, man. You're fine. Well, the streams, there was a point where I couldn't find my dragon. I had placed it into the display case the wrong way. So when I yesterday, it might have been a couple of days ago. But yeah, I did that with the frog, and I just panicked. Just, oh my God, where's my froggy? Trying to find it, looking around, couldn't see it, couldn't find it. Went through the display case that I would normally put it in, and it was there. But let me show you real quick what I'm talking about. I'm sure you probably know what I'm talking about. But when you take, so with the new with the consoles, if you hit X, if you hold X and you hit the trigger, you can take whole stacks out, which is fairly new to my knowledge. I don't know. So if I just hit, without anything, if I just hit trigger here, it'll go directly into the display case, right? So it's here, everything looks good. All right. Now, when I take it out, this is one of my nags. You have to transfer all, because you can't just take it directly from here and place it in your inventory. It just pops it back into the display. And to do it the way that I used to do it, I would take it, put it in the inventory, take it from the inventory, and put it here. The fastest way to do it is to just come over here to the transfer all button, and you just transfer all, one click, and you got it. This is where I constantly mess up. I'll do this. I will be holding my button to transfer everything, then I hit my trigger, and it doesn't go in the display. It goes into the inventory. So when I walk away thinking, oh, I put my stuff up, I walk away and I come back and it's like, where's my stuff? It freaks me out because I put something in the wrong way. Let me throw this in the refrigerator real quick so it stops spoiling in my inventory real fast. Throw that out, throw this out, and toss all of this in there. Take that, take that, throw that in there, and is this my new Megatherium? Is this the daddy? No, that's not. Where did I put you? It's not in here, is it? Did I put it in here? I thought I left him out. Oh, roll back. Duh. Like, I know I put out this Megatherium and this Mega... Oh, God. Here we go again with that poor quality crap. It's going to probably put me... There it goes. Anger? This is my angry face. You can't see it because I have a blue screen. Why? Why is this even a thing? What is going on with my intranet? Might have to reset the stream, but I know you're about to go to bed here in a minute, Tattoo Man. So I might just ride it out, but I mean, we've already got the video one time of you throwing me stuff and all that stuff, so I can make a short of that later on, probably tonight or tomorrow or something. And I'll tag you in that one as well. I think I tagged you in it. I think I tagged you in the comments. I'm not too sure where I put it, but I tagged you a couple times yesterday. But this blue screen, I'm going to have to reset my stuff. Yeah, yep. I see you in the chat still. It's just being goofy, and I really don't know why. You know what? I did put it into a higher quality the other day, but it still didn't give me, like, I've streamed a few days on a higher quality, but it's not. I don't know. I do know this is kind of infuriating with my internet being the way it is right now. I truly don't know why. And I do apologize for this. I'm going to get this sorted out as soon as I possibly can. It might just be my router as well. My router's getting slightly older as well, so I might need to get a new one of those here soon. That might be the sign. Oh, I see you. I see you. Hello. You can fly your bird in there. Take this out of my hand. I'm kind of wanting to reset my internet, not my internet, my stream and see if that fixes it. But then again, I don't know. You really didn't have to stay up this late either, though. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that water. Yeah, my X-Fish, if that's what you're talking about. Sweet. This is awesome, man. Thank you again. You really didn't have to stay up to do this. What was that? Oh, I can't read it. That's a That's a mosasaur, man? Oh, why? Why'd you give me a You're just generous as hell, man. Let me grab this food for you real quick. I'm gonna throw some my recipe in here as well, so you have a little bit of food, more than just meat. So here's some beef jerky, some cooked meat, and the burgers will last forever. Those burgers, if just one at a time, it will. I was explaining that earlier. Will suit your needs for the most part. There you go. Damn, man. You really didn't have to give me that Mosa. You didn't mean to give me the Mosa, right? Like, this isn't just an accident. Like, you didn't just accidentally throw out Melody as in, like, one of your personal, tames. I'll give it back to you. If it was a mistake, legitimately, I'll throw it right back to you. Yeah. Here, you want me to just bring it back over to you? I'll just head back to your base real quick, and I'll fly a couple of them over so you don't have this problem anymore. I'll bring you 10. So that way you got... Oh, never mind. Here. And this Mosa was being... There's 10. Just grab those up, throw them in your cryo fridge, and anytime you need them or anything, just ask. I'm here to share as well. You've been way more than just kind, man. So I'll give you all my crop pots. Yeah, I have no problem with working together, especially like with how generous and nice you are, man. For real, and just being a part of my stream is more than enough. Okay, well, thank you. I gotta go check this thing out. But first, I need to figure out what in the actual hell is going on with my stream and why I'm like a blue screen right now. Because my internet's so let me reset my internet. If you join back up on the stream after I restart it here in a second, I'll see you there. If not, it's okay, and I will see you tomorrow or whenever you decide to jump back on. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for being a part of the stream and all that good stuff. But I'm going to reset the stream. I hope to see you later, and good night. I know it's getting real late where you're at, so good night, dude. But for everybody else, I'm going to reset the... Okay, regardless, I'll make sure that I put a saddle on it. past level 100, so I've unlocked everything. So even if it has a Prim saddle on it. But I think I might have some pre-mades or a blueprint. But I'm not sure. I'll get it. I'll check into it all. Give me a few minutes, everybody else. I'm going to get this stream reset so that way it's not showing a blue screen anymore.